From a design perspective, 2026 is probably one of the biggest revolutions ever in the Formula One history. Technical regulations lead to much smaller and lighter cars. The maximum wheelbase is reduced by 200 millimeters, track width is reduced by 100 millimeters, and the minimum car weight is reduced by 30 kilos. The concept of nimble cars, together with low drag aerodynamics and Active Aero, to achieve similar car performance to last year's, but in the context of the new power unit regulations framework. Being so difficult to remove 30 kilos from a Formula One car, the weight becomes a strong performance differentiator, and this challenge forced us to consider new or alternative materials. Since the beginning we realized that a nice integration between the car and the power unit was the key, keeping in mind that the important thing is the optimization of the lap time rather than power unit performance or aerodynamic downforce in isolation.
Well, I'm pretty sure fans will notice a change in the dimensions of the car. The car will appear more compact, shorter in wheelbase, narrower in width, that are going to be narrower as well. Pretty different wings, front and rear. Yeah, Active Aero is, as you know, one of the new set of routes. The driver will feel higher top speed, very different level of downforce between cornering and straight mode. During straight line mode, the front and the rear wing will rotate. We shed a lot of downforce and remove a lot of drag. We are moving from a three-dimensional floor with the famous Venturi channels back to a flat and prescribed surfaces. Will be less ride height sensitive. These aero rules help car racing close with this mechanism acting on the wake generated by the leading car. From an aero point of view, we have to relearn everything. We are starting from scratch, from a white paper. We have to assess our level of correlation to simulation tools. We have to see if the philosophy we have been followed is the right one. So it's a mega challenge that I'm very excited to take.
This new PU is very different compared to the last one that we are using, 2025. 50% is the engine, 50% is the MGK, the electric motor. The sustainable fuel is an integral component of the PU. Fuel is a really crucial part of the engine and the PU itself.
So what was very interesting with these new rules is that we had to make huge efforts to increase the efficiency of all items of the power units.
It's a new challenge for the group. It's something new to develop from scratch in very few times, and so we are pushing as much as possible in order to obtain the maximum from this car this year.
The new regulation is the first thing that to simplify the engine. We change a lot the power split, so we move from 80-20 more or less between IC and GOK to 50-50. This was done to go more close to the road car. So the removal of the MGUH create a possibility to have turbo lag in the engine.
We had to make a lot of development to increase the efficiency of the system. This coupled to a much more powerful electric motor of 350 kilowatt instead of before 120.
These ideas could go directly to the road car to help the behavior of the engine on the road car.
Yeah, for sure, 2026 fuel will certainly be a performance factor. Specifically, it will be an efficiency formula. So being the fuel at the start of the chain of the energy transformation, it will certainly be one of the key performance differentiators.
The new regulations require the use of fuels obtained from advanced sustainable feedstocks. Our new Shell V-Power race fuel fully complies with the new regulations, and this development gave us a challenging and an exciting opportunity to push the boundaries of performance and sustainability in fuels innovation.
So what has really changed for 2026 is to be able, together with our innovation partner Shell, the possibility to have the fuel that could combine and match the physical properties that the engine will require, together with a proper supply chain as dictated by regulations.
There are very strict criteria that the new fuels must meet. They cannot be food-based, they have to have low land use impact, and they need to be traceable.
More than ever, fuel and engine are working closely together. Optimizing one element of the two will be crucial not only for the single performance of the component, but for the overall performance of the power unit. So finally, fuel and power unit inside the car have really become a unique system to be optimized.
2026 boost is the normal deployment of harvested electrical energy to the lap with an extra 0.5 megajoule of electrical energy specifically to aid overtaking.
I mean, this is the period of time where you have to learn to be the most efficient driver, and that's utilizing all the tools you have in your armory as a driver to recharge power, utilize the power, put all these things together.
There's also been a lot of work in the background. There are so many new things. Most likely be a lot more meetings around new systems and the way the car works, because as a driver it's very important to understand how each single systems work in order to be ready once we get to the track.
Energy management is much more important because the energy is more scarce in 2026, and so to be able to harvest it and to deploy it in the proper places in the truck is more important than it was in the past.
If you want to overtake a car and you have energy available, you can do it at any point around the lap. The problem is that 2-3 corners later you are out of energy and then you become a sitting duck.
The recharge during a lap will be mostly based on the brake energy because the power will be much bigger and because of the lack of the MGH, but also the engine will play a role, and the strategic a combination between the two will be a key player in being able to harvest all the energy that we need on a lap.